Hi, it's been a while since I've given you a video to watch, and today I want to talk a little bit about 4 different approaches to heal trauma or stress patterns. And the 4 approaches are a mind approach, a body approach, an emotional or behavioral approach, and a wholeness approach. And I want to talk about the differences, like when it might be useful to seek each of these approaches. Okay, so before I get started, in case you're not familiar with who I am, I'm Michelle Clinard. I am a Wholeness Systems practitioner and coach and educator. I teach people how to listen to their body, and I help activate their natural healing systems in their body and help support those through wholeness-based action. So let's get on with the different approaches to healing trauma or stress patterns that are held in the body, often held with some actively charged emotional energy, and typically the cause of physical sensation, illness, symptom, and patterns of thought, feeling, behavior, and outcome in life or relationships. So when we hold these patterns in our body, they are created first by our circumstances. They happen through either long-term stress, exposure, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, or trauma exposure. And if an event that is perceived as being traumatic, even if it seems benign, it doesn't have to be a big trauma or an obvious trauma. Even repetitive conditioning can cause certain stress or trauma patterns that we hold in our body, in our nervous system, and it patterns that way to keep us safe. So it does have a purpose, but at a certain point, that purpose can become a limitation, because at one point it was helping you cope or survive with something traumatic or stressful or uncomfortable, and or help you process information that's new or that you've been fed over and over again, like a conditioning process. And at a certain point, it's no longer helping you survive or cope. So it becomes a limitation. It becomes an issue. And that might be a physical discomfort. It might be thoughts that are intrusive or uncomfortable or unhelpful. It could be reactive behavior patterns or emotional patterns that are chronic and repetitive. It can be the way that you interact in relationships, because that's very much dictated by your protector systems in your nervous system, in your body and your brain. So a mind approach, back to the topic, now that you understand what we're talking about, how it affects us, addressing our trauma and stress patterns through a mind approach can be helpful, especially when it feels like there's an invisible wall or barrier that's holding you back from what you're trying so hard to create. Like when you get stuck in a loop of thought, like, I'm not good enough, that always happens to me, I never, or you feel like you're taking, 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. It just may not even make sense how you feel, think, or respond to certain things. Like you may be like, I had this huge reaction and I don't even know why. It doesn't make sense based on the way I was feeling. And all of these things are reasonably an indicator of needing to organize your thought process, organize your mind, organize information about what's going on. And in that case, a mind approach might be really helpful, which can be talk therapy. It's the most common example of a mind approach. A body approach is a little different. It's more somatic, more tactile. It involves movement and breath. And it might be a very helpful approach if you suspect that there is something deeper than the surface, something that you can't see, something invisible, like a deep root cause for whatever pain or illness, symptom, or sensation that you experience on a repetitive cycle. So chronic, repetitive, cyclic, physical issues. Or if you've struggled to receive a diagnosis for physical issues, you're not getting solutions to those physical sensations, pains, or symptoms. If you have a history of significant trauma, compound trauma, or just long-term stress, if you feel like you're always operating in fight or flight, then a body approach can be really useful. And a body approach is going to be more breath work, yoga, and other somatic exercises, even EMDR, brain mapping, things that help process within the nervous system of the body. An emotional or behavioral approach is going to be really helpful if you feel like you're at the mercy of your emotions, thoughts, or behavior patterns. If you're feeling stuck, trying to create new thought patterns, new emotional patterns, or new behavior patterns, like this might be affecting you personally or professionally, but it's the pattern. Like you're aware, you fully understand that this is causing an issue, but it keeps coming up in spite of your efforts. So there's a deeper pattern that's rooted in emotion, and it's causing reaction or behavior in response to things. This is most commonly approached through cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, and that sort of thing. Something that helps you create a plan to change and redirect and redefine in the moment. Okay? Then there's a wholeness approach, and this is my approach, part of the wholeness system of healing and growth, and it is really helpful if you resonate with a combination of the other things that I've mentioned in this video. So if you go back to the mind, body, and emotional behavioral approach, and multiple things seem to be at play, then a wholeness approach might help you address all of those things at once, instead of having to separate and divide and conquer individual approaches at different times. A wholeness approach helps you address all of the things at once: the body, the mind, the emotions, the behavior, and of course the spirit. So if you have been unsuccessful with other approaches, or if you just absolutely know that you have to get to the deeper root cause or deeper subconscious meaning of what's going on with you and holding you back or keeping you in pain or discomfort or limitation, if you are just hoping to break a cycle, familial, ancestral, or otherwise, and also if you just are interested in healing at a level of the whole you, at all levels of you: body, mind, emotion, behavior, energy, or spirit, and you just want to do it all at once and really go deep into your process, that's what the wholeness approach can do. So if you would like to learn more about Wholeness Approach, or if you'd just like to talk through what you need, where you're at, because you need a little help with that. I totally get that. And you can do that by one of a few things. You can get some more information and learn more about it, what you need, and more about the Wholeness Approach to Healing by registering for my online class, Thriving Beyond Trauma. Or you can subscribe to my Thrive newsletter and just learn a little bit more about Wholeness Approach and who I am as a practitioner and a coach. You can also schedule a free clarity call to help you get clarity on what you need, because I don't believe in a one-size-fits-all. If you still need to organize your thoughts or wrap your mind around what's going on with you, then I'm not going to try to push a wholeness approach on you, because it might be a good idea to spend some time in talk therapy if you haven't already. But really, it's important to listen to what your body is telling you it needs. And in a clarity call, we can talk about what's going on with you and listen to what that message is from your body. More specifically, from your body-mind. That's all of you. Your body, your mind, your spirit. Okay? Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe, share with friends, and make sure you click the like button. And links to access the Thriving Beyond Trauma course, my Thrive newsletter, or schedule that clarity call can all be found in the description of this video or in my bio. So I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks again for watching.